So here's exactly how regular people are actually making money with AI, ChatGPT, blah, 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 all that stuff. And I'm going to make this video kind of weird just because I've been kind of like brain rotting from just all of the dopamine that I've just been seeing with like social media. So this is just going to be like a boring slideshow, me going and talking about all the ways that people are actually making money online and how when you go ahead and compare yourself to others, sometimes you just got to realize that all of that ADD and that just adrenaline you get from like all the crazy fast videos is actually doing you a disservice and actually learning on exactly how to earn income with AI. And what most people think AI is, it's either gonna get them rich quick or it's gonna destroy their livelihood. But what most people don't understand is both are actually wrong. And this isn't hype, this isn't fear, this is just like what's real, how I've been kind of like implementing it in my businesses and even just kind of like in life, and how you don't have to be like this crazy rich 16-year-old to go out and make money. You don't have to be tech savvy. You could just be someone in your living room sitting on a couch making some money. So the tension you're already feeling, what you need to understand is both of these can be true at once. You know, there's like this fear like, oh, it's for tech people, not me. Or, oh, it feels like a shortcut. It's get rich quick. Or I don't want to compromise my values. Or what if I'm just being lazy? But then there's also the hopes of what could this do for my family? Is there an honest way for me to actually go out and do this? I want to build. I just don't want to be consumed by it. And maybe this might be the right moment. And I think the biggest reframe that really helped for me was AI is not a money machine, it's a leverage tool, and leverage has always existed. So, I mean, you have the printing press, you have spreadsheets, you have the internet. I mean, every generation gets a new tool, and this generation, it's ours. It's AI. And the question isn't whether to use it, it's how. So, Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Now, the three honest ways to actually make money as a regular person and how they're doing it, earning right now, is number one, getting more done at work, so getting paid more. Two, starting or growing a side income with less overhead. Or three, solving problems for others who just don't know how to use AI yet. And none of these actually require tech experience, and none actually require startup capital. So, way number one, workplace leverage. Doing more of the work that gets you noticed. So before AI, I mean, sometimes you're like writing reports taking 3 hours, presentations take an entire day, and emails consume a lot of the morning. And then after AI, same outputs in a fraction of time, energy freed for strategy and relationships, and high value work becomes visible. So like how I do it like in my businesses, because I have like different roles, is like the biggest thing that you actually now get paid for is consuming as much data as possible and then making a decision. So for example, I have a business where we actually help high income and high net worth women find lovers, essentially. And essentially what happened was we were looking at all kind of like the content sheets that we were doing for like, for example, this business. And I was looking and I was like, this is a horrible way to attract our dream clients, our dream avatar, our dream customers. And I was just like, oh, this is horrible. So what I ended up doing was I looked at all of our top spending customers and clients, and I pinpointed who they were. I listened to some of the conversations we had. I listened to some of the interviews that we ended up doing. And then I was like, okay, here are all these data points. Let's throw them back into AI. So in this case, we were using Claude. And let's have Claude spit us out better scripts to actually further attract more of these clients. We ended up doing that. Normally, it would take me like hours to do it. I ended up creating like 20 to 30 scripts in like 30 minutes. So that's what I mean in terms of talking about like high leverage. Now, this is like a real example, but this is also another story that ended up happening. A teacher started using AI to prep lesson plans and grade rubrics and saved 8 hours a week and used that time to tutor online. So it's like she normally would take those times to go out and grade, but now she has 8 hours extra a week. And then because of that, she tutored online and made an extra $1,200 a month. So it's like literally the same thing, just more money. Does that make sense? So it's more about like winning back your time. And AI created margin and she chose what to do with it. That's kind of like the pattern. So way number 2 is side income with lower barriers. So writing content for local businesses, creating and selling digital templates, AI-assisted bookkeeping support, building simple automations for small businesses, running social media for service businesses, researching and summarizing for business professionals. Like, for example, I get on like a bunch of like random podcasts with just random businesses. Like I talk to people from Y Combinator, home healths, anesthesiologists, people that own gyms. And the thing that I'm realizing right now, it's like, I think it's because I'm like in a little bubble and all my friends are like in the AI world and like all of us kind of talk and we're like, oh wow, like AI is moving so fast. But then sometimes I have conversations with everyone else that are just too busy to learn AI. And I'm like, whoa, sometimes I kind of forget just like how much AI stuff I know just because I'm like in these weird little bubbles of people that just AI. They're just talking about AI. So obviously like I always feel left behind because I'm always around people that are way better at AI than me. But then when I look out and I was like, wow, there's actually like a majority of people don't still know how to use these tools. It's kind of like when Google first came out. It's like one person Googled their way to making a huge business by just Google. And then Google gave the answers and then they built the business. And other people looked at Google just because they wanted to go ahead and IMDb some actor or actress that they saw on like Netflix on what other movies they're in. Right? So it's like the same tool, but it's like the intention of what you ask will give you a better output. And the problem with most people that are just busy at their jobs or business, it's like they don't really spend the time to go deep in some of these tools. Does that make sense? So if you go deeper than most other people, then your profit or your margin would just be how much more you know on how to utilize these tools than they do. Does that make sense? So that's why it's like you should go ahead and find a way to just play with all these tools all the time. Like at every single moment, just play with these tools, because you'll learn and you're going to fail. And you're going to mess up, but then you're going to continually learn and grow, and it's going to build a skill. And then before you know it, you realize that you might know it more than your plumber. You might know it more than a lawyer. You might know it more than your therapist. You might know it more than someone else around you. And that in line is the profitable skill that can earn you money. Does that make sense? Now, but is it honest to charge for work AI helped you do? Well, yes, with one condition. You're selling the outcome, the judgment, and the accountability. So a lawyer who uses software to draft a contract faster isn't being dishonest. They're just being more efficient. And the line is you cannot present AI work as something you didn't do. That's the only boundary. Everything else is efficiency. So it's the exact same thing. It's like how many times, would you go ahead and do a job, but you don't know how to do a job, so you just Google the answer instead of like figuring it out. Like all these tools do is it allows you to go ahead and pull data as much as possible in different industries, and then it's up to you and your judgment to kind of dictate what is the best thing to go ahead and do, right? And again, it's like if you go ahead and spend more time learning how to, bake a pizza and you make the best freaking pizza ever in the world, well, anyone can really bake a pizza, but how come some people pay some pizzerias so much more money when anyone can go ahead and make a pizza, right? It's like anyone can get the ingredients. Like I'm from the Midwest, right? So it's like, I used to love eating like Luminaltis. I don't know if you've ever had like Luminaltis. I love Luminaltis. I would just like eat that every single Friday, like an entire pie, deep dish, Chicago style pizza. Like anyone could literally go ahead and make that. I could probably go to Costco, get some of the ingredients, make a pizza. It's not going to be as good because I just never spent as much time learning how to make pizza like the owners of Luminaltis. Does that make sense? So the third one is helping others who don't know how. That's the gap in your opportunity. So the reality, businesses that don't know AI exists, but don't know how to use it yet. The opportunity, your local dentist, your neighborhood realtor, your church administrator, someone. As long as you're like 6 months ahead of you studying AI, that's already enough to go ahead and make money. Like there's literally like kids going ahead and cold calling businesses, doing things that, AI could literally go ahead and do. And the gap is literally the profit. So you no longer have to be an engineer. You just need to be a reliable guide through territory they just don't understand yet. Does that make sense? And the same tool with a different relationship, the world's definition is move fast, maximize extraction, replace humans to cut costs, automate everything, feel nothing, wealth equals status and accumulation. But a different definition is build capacity to serve better. Create value others generally need. Use leverage to be more generous. Wealth equals expanded ability to give. And what it is not, it's not passive income while you sleep. It's not a replacement for skill building. It's not a get-rich-quick system. It's something that works without consistency. And the 3-step entry ramp, pick one skill that you already have. Is it writing, organizing, explaining, designing, something that you're already doing? Don't invent a new identity. 2, learn how AI can make that skill faster. And 3, find one person who needs that skill. Just one. Like literally just one. Now, AI didn't change what wealth is for. It just changed how accessible it is to people who use it wisely. So the people who thrive in this next season won't be the ones who automate the most or move the fastest. They're the ones who stayed grounded in why they are building. That's you, and that's only if you choose it. So if this was useful, subscribe.